Hello one and all, this is Nerdcraft here, bringing you a Team Envy practice match here. Spawning on the western side of the Shattered Temples is Envy FlatLine, and his opponent here be practicing a little PvT. Spawning close air positions is going to be Envy Smoke. So PvT here on close positions. Excuse me, a little something in my throat there. This could dictate possibly a fast Banshee build, maybe even fast Void Rays from FlatLine, although I do doubt that we will see fast Void Rays. I mean, the thing about Terran is that it is very easy for them to get that that anti-air. Marines are very easy to take out Void Rays because they have such a high DPS. So rarely will you see Void Rays coming out against Terran. You do see Banshees really well utilized against Protoss, and Cloak also really well utilized against it as well. So we will see how this game unfolds. So here, MLG Shattered Temples, we have, of course, you can't spawn close position, only cross and close air, which close air, of course, has been the spawn locations as well as the supply depot to avoid any sort of pylon wall-ins at the bottom. That's mainly a Zerg thing, and looks like FlatLine is going to scout the proper positions right away. Now, the thing I like about Shattered Temple a lot is this the size of kind of the choke at the natural. Now, of course, the natural's a bit far. It can feel a little unsafe when you expand at first, but because you have this nice choke, and when you have the proper unit placement, it can be very well utilized. As you see here, the first Marine is on its way for Smoke, and looks like FlatLine is going to go for that Stalker instead of Zealot, unless he already has Zealot. Nope, Stalker instead of Zealot, going for the Cybernetics core right away. And looks like Smoke is actually going to scout cross first. Not going to see that as close air. We might see some sort of proxy pylon here from FlatLine. This is also a very nice place to hide a probe or SCV drone for further scouting purposes. Always to catch that expansion timing. And Smoke here, we could possibly see some sort of command center coming out from him. This is usually where you place that command center, and there it is. Like I have some sort of psychic powers. The command center goes down. And here we got the Stalker coming out for FlatLine, as well as Warp Tech coming up, and the SCV is not actually going to be denied. So going to get a full scout of the base here, and not going to see much. He's just going to see three pylons, a Nexus, Gateway, and Cybernetics core. Just extremely standard things. And a bunker is going down for Smoke, so I don't know if he's feeling that there's going to be some sort of push, or he's just trying to play it a little safe. Now usually when this expansion is established, you will see two bunkers go down here and here. We'll see what goes on there. This SCV being kept over here for some reason. As to why, I am not 100% sure. Now it looks like FlatLine is going to go for his expansion, and I like this a lot because he's going one gate expansion. He sees that, I don't think that he has seen this CC. No, he doesn't, but he's not been seeing any sort of Marine aggression, none whatsoever. So he's just going to go for that one gate expansion, transition into the 3 gate. I like this a lot. And here we have the factory coming down for Smoke, and only one barracks factory. The reactor is going down in the barracks too. This could mean Hellions, but I don't want to call it right now. We have the Robo also coming up for FlatLine right over here. Kind of curious to see the Harvester count. It's 26 to 23. No huge economic difference at all. Well, now there is, because a meal was just recently called down. And a tech lab is being put down on the factory, and a starport coming up. So looks like we are going to see possibly Banshees. So yeah, I kind of like this. I actually do like this a lot. Maybe Hellion into Banshee. It's a very, nope, we actually see Siege Tank, and looks like the natural is going to be established. FlatLine is going to see this, as we can see right now. He does get the timing down pretty well, and he's actually going to try and deny it, but this probe is going to meet Marines. And probes don't like to meet Marines because Marines aren't very friendly to probes for some very odd reason. So yeah, and here we have the tech lab going down. So it looks like Smoke going for siege tanks, which I've noticed have been being used a lot more common in PvT. Usually in PvT, you go straight for a more bio ball, no tanks, no mech, no anything. The only kind of mech that you ever use is medevacs, maybe even some Banshees and Vikings. That's the only mech that I've ever usually seen in a traditional PvT, because bio ball is very, very powerful against Protoss, but the Terran mech is very easily countered by pretty much any Protoss. The chargelets can get in on siege tanks, Blink can get right over siege tanks, Colossus with extended thermal lance, provided you have an observer, can outrange siege tanks. They can just pick them off one by one, things like that. And Thor's, if I remember correctly, lose to Colossus, and it's just tech in general from the Terran usually loses to Protoss high tier units. As you can see, the full scouts coming in. Banshees have been coming out, no cloak at all, so FlatLine is going to see this. And looks like I've lost connection. It's trying to reconnect. Not surprising. I'm uploading a couple of YouTube videos right now on my channel, and a lot of sentries, couple stalkers. No, not even a single stalker. Don't know what happened to that first one. There's the stalkers. Couple stalkers. The first Colossus has finally come out. Extended thermal lance is on its way. Let's check out the income from both of them. They are dead even in everything. Harvester count is 43 to 40. Terran a little behind, but they can get away with that because of mules. And a Raven coming up. Going to try and find that observer. Looks like Smoke could make up his mind whether he wants a reactor or tech lab. Going for the settling with that tech lab. Surprised he has more reactors than tech labs on his barracks. Yeah, I always want more Marauders usually against the Protoss player, because Protoss tend to go more stalker heavy, and right now FlatLine's kind of proving me wrong, but usually a more traditional Protoss player, if they're going for that death ball composition, will go for a very heavy stalker composition. It's kind of like the fodder units to back up their Colossus. And interesting enough, we have a Stargate going down, which is again something I personally don't see that often against Terran, because Marines are very well countered can easily counter, I should say. They're very well versed in countering Protoss air. That's what I was trying to say. So very interesting to see that Stargate is going down. And looks like they're both just sitting back, macroing up. As we can see, the third is going down for Smoke. And this Raven right here, I don't know why, but like every single time I see a Raven, I just love it. Like, I think they are the coolest thing ever. If I could have a Raven, I would want a Raven. Like any unit, if I could own any unit in StarCraft 2, any unit, like a siege tank, a Banshee, even a Marine suit or a Marauder suit, a Colossus, any of these, I would have a Raven, because I just think Ravens are so cool. And Phoenix are coming out of the Stargate. Very interesting. Don't know if they're going to be used to counter those Vikings that will eventually come up from Smoke to take out these Colossus. Excuse me. I keep getting something in my throat. I don't know what it is. It's been happening to me more often than I've wanted to as of late. So third Phoenix is in production, and a Twilight console coming up. Looks like that Blink, or actually looking at the unit composition, 11 Stalkers, or no, 11 Zealots, 4 Stalkers, probably going to go for Charge and High Templar. It's one of those things that we've been seeing a lot more common as well within PvT. Less Colossus, more High Templar, and Chargelets, because Chargelets, they get up in the face of Marauders, and during charge it negates that conch shell. So a Chargelet Zealot, excuse me if I'm wrong, but it's what I've seen, and it makes sense to me as well. It looks like these Phoenix actually taking out the Banshee over here. That's, what was I saying? Yes, the charge negates kind of like conch shell. During a charge, conch shell isn't going to slow down a charging Zealot. That's at least what I have seen in my matches. I might be wrong. If I am wrong, please tell me. I don't like to be wrong when it comes to this stuff. Now it looks like we are going to see an engagement from FlatLine here, or a push from FlatLine. I do like this coming from FlatLine. The charge, I think he should wait for the charge actually to finish. I mean, there's a lot of bunkers and siege tanks, 2 bunkers and these siege tanks. It's just going to be very hard. Guardian Shield does come up, but the sentry is focused down right away. These Phoenix need to pick up the siege tanks. As I say that, oh, perfect timing. And looks like only Colossus and Phoenix are left for FlatLine, but these Colossus are cleaning up. There are a lot of Colossus here. The Phoenix need to engage these Vikings. Lost 2 Colossus in that engagement and everything else. Not a good engagement for FlatLine. He needs to... This is going to be a very hard Terran shell to break. Looks like Smoke is possibly going to push out. He's unsieged all of his tanks. Lost that bunker. And now we see Vikings, pure Vikings now in production, as well as Marauders. Don't know if Stim should have been produced. I think I saw it. Yes, it has been. No Conch Shell though. Conch Shell is an extremely potent upgrade against Protoss. As much as I'd hate to say this, but I highly encourage any Terran viewer out there to always try to get Conch Shell against Protoss players. Extremely potent. And looks like these Phoenix are just trying to get a beat on what the Terran army is doing. Smoke with a 15 supply lead is going to take the advantage now, evening up the supply here with that last warp in. Going to try and use this siege here. Phoenix coming in to lift up these tanks, but unfortunately nothing's really been doing for these tanks, or nothing's really killing these tanks. Only one has been taken out with these lifts. Actually, all the tanks now being cleaned up. Just this one tank and Viking. Very good trade here for FlatLine. Maintaining all of his Colossus, actually adding one to the group, and maintaining most of his army, while Smoke loses almost his entire army. These Phoenix are going to try and clean up the Vikings. Great micro here coming from FlatLine. Now the Stalkers are going to take out that Viking. Doesn't even lose the Phoenix, which is great. Looks like more Phoenix are going to be in production for FlatLine. He's going to take the Zelnaga Tower and just maintain map control. Thors are now on production line for Smoke, which I like a lot. Going to try and take out those Phoenix. They have been really doing a lot of damage to Smoke's army, picking up those siege tanks, effectively cutting the ability of Smoke's army in half. Looks like just a scouting squadron is going to go ahead. Stim. Note they are actually going to take out these rocks, try and establish the gold. And we have 1-1 coming up for FlatLine, and level 2 weapons coming up for Smoke. Infantry weapons. Ghosts now are about to finish. A lot of Vikings. Jeez, that's 6 Vikings right there. 5 more gates are being established for FlatLine, as we can see right here, as well as his 4th. So FlatLine really gearing up in full macro mode, and looks like he's just checking to see if there's any other expansions here from Smoke. Seeing that there isn't any, he's going to probably feel pretty confident with where he's at. Now this squadron is going to be very confused as to where the army is. This is probably not going to make Smoke feel safe, none whatsoever. You always want to kind of know where the army is of your enemy. It's like when there's a wasp in the room. Me personally, I'd rather know where that wasp is. As much as I hate to have a wasp in the room, I'd rather know where the wasp is than not know where it is. And looks like Vikings and Phoenix engage and taking out that bunker. Don't know if it was salvaged or not. Oh, Colossus being caught out of position. It is not going to be taken out, surprisingly. Could have focused that down. And as you can see, just Marauders and Marines. The first Thor has come out, and the second Thor just finished right now. No more tanks are being produced from Smoke, which I think is very good for him. I mean, more Phoenix are being produced, but that will mess with the Viking AI. Those will engage with the Phoenix instead of the Colossus. Planetary Fortress is being established right here at the gold, and looks like FlatLine is going to go for his gold as well. Level 3 infantry weapons coming up for Terran, and air armor level 1 coming up for FlatLine as well. So looks like 2 more gateways, really. Wow. Looks like FlatLine really is favoring those Phoenix in this game. It's really crazy to see. It's mainly the Kala right up here. None of the, very few of the Shakuras units. For any of you who don't know your lore, Stalkers are Shakuras units, not from Ire. They are not of the Kala. And the Colossus and the Zealots are of the Kala, which are from Ire. So there's your lore of the day, as well as the Phoenix. They are of the Kala, from Ire. I'm a nerd. What can I say? My name is Nerdcraft. So level 2 or 2-2 here coming up for the Protoss units. And excuse me. Looks like Flatline is just kind of waiting for those large Phoenix numbers, and the 2-2 to probably just finish. 3 Robos are now being established. A lot of Colossus are going to be coming out, I think, to the point where 4 Robos, 4 Robo facilities. It's going to be 5 robotics. Just imagine this, 5 Colossus coming out at a time, and we already have right now 8 Colossus. I mean, you don't see this much Colossus in these games anymore, because we've been seeing a more High Templar orientated games, fewer Colossus, 3, maybe even 4 into High Templars and Archons. But it's nice to see this much Colossus. I mean, it's very refreshing. And as you can see here from Smoke, he's going Thors. I mean, this game's very odd. I haven't seen a game like this for a very long time. Actually, I don't think I've seen a game like this at all, but it's very nice. It goes to show how the originality of these players, which I really love about these guys. CC coming up here for Smoke, probably just going to be defensive planetary, and level 3 for both of them coming up. A Dark Shrine. Looks like Flatline is going to start relying on some Shakuras units here, and ooh, those Vikings getting some really great damage off on those Phoenix. These Vikings are at 0-0, but those Phoenix have +1 armor. And these Colossus, so many Zealots and Colossus. This is ridiculous. The Templar Archive also being established as well. 6 more gates. I'm curious to see how much gates this will make it at for Flatline. I'm gonna try and count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 gates. And a fleet beacon. There you go. 18 warp gates and a fleet beacon. There you have it. You've seen it here at Team Envy. Great EMPs coming off here on all, these Colossus, getting all of the Phoenix as well, getting all of the Zealots here. Great engagement. There's so many Colossus, though. All of this bio from the Terran is going to be cleaned up almost instantaneously here. The Phoenix, as soon as all these Phoenix die, these Colossus are going to be screwed. But, you know, coming in for the flank are the DTs, and they're going to clean up house on these Thors. It doesn't even matter that the scans are going down. There's too much that the scan... Wow, this is crazy. How often do you see so many DTs that the scans don't even matter? I mean, that scan mattered, but that was a lot. Now, as you can see here, another warping of just pure Zealots coming in for Flatline. And these are charged Zealots, and they are 2-2, 3-3, just about to finish. Once 3-3 finishes, that's going to be big trouble for Smoke. And just look at that warping right there. I mean, that's beautiful. That huge Protoss warping. Now let's see what Smoke has here. He is just reestablishing himself. Looks like Thor drop, maybe. That would definitely not surprise me at all. And it looks like there's just a random Hellion ready to go. I mean, Blue Flames would definitely be very beneficial right here with this very heavy Zealot composition. That sucks to be these guys. Excuse me. Had a hiccup right there. I tried to, like, you know, whenever you try to hold off a hiccup, it's very weird. Blue Flame is on its way, as well as level 3 armor. You have level 2 Protoss air weapons. So Phoenix and Zealots. This is a very cool composition. I like this a lot from Flatline. And it looks like we're going to have a Marauder drop here. Going to go for this 4th. Or no, 5th. 6th, technically. And actually, if it goes for this 5th, that would be very huge. I mean, there's a lot of gates here. And this is going to be pretty soon the very only mining base here for Flatline. This one is running dry, and golds don't last that long. So for the long term, this is the mineral patch to keep. And looks like the drop is going to come down here. Going to take out this Nexus. Hopefully Flatline can get the cancel on that for his sake. Flatline is floating about 2,100 minerals right now. Does not get the cancel. And now here come the Phoenix. and Zealot warp in. They're going to come in, try to just clean up, take out the medevacs. So now the stim is definitely going to hurt that entire army. And picking up Marauders. Unfortunately, Phoenix do not do that big damage against Marauders here. More Zealots coming in. And unfortunately, the Phoenix are kind of hoarding the Marauders all to themselves. The Zealots can't get in anything. Surprising we don't see any push here coming from Smoke, considering that entire army is up in the front. Actually, Smoke is going to try and take the initiative, take out this forward pylon. Smoke really needs to gear up his production right now, because it is a max Protoss to 165 Terran, which is not a good sign at all. He is gearing into very heavy Hellion composition, which is good. That's what he needs. And here we have shield level 1 coming up. How often do we see that? Very rarely, actually. And level 3 vehicles weapons, now that we do see. So this is very good, kind of a buffer zone. It's kind of like the 38th parallel right here for Smoke. He's just going to, if he ever feels uncomfortable with his positioning or his composition, he can just fall back onto these planetary fortresses and try and clean up house. And this Nexus is being reestablished. I mean, Flatline has so much minerals it doesn't even matter. Here we have the Phoenix coming up, cleaning up everything over here. Now we have an engagement with Hellions. These Hellions are going to be very good against all these Zealots. Unfortunately, not that good against Colossus. So we will see how that works out. And these Phoenix completely ripping up the mineral line of Smoke. Flatline taking out 29 workers. And there wasn't much worker harass at all. So I do know that that was that entire mineral line right there. So, man, I don't have no idea what's going on with this game. I was actually told in this description, very fun, long game. Yeah, it's 30 minutes. I don't see an end in sight. We have 4 blue flames on its way. I'm surprised there's not 5 being made at a time. That would be very nice. And here's the engagement here. Phoenix, Colossus, Control W here. Bio being cleaned up. Actually, these Colossus are getting cleaned up. It looks like those Hellions were very beneficial against those Zealots. And everything is cleaned up here. Here come more. Oh, DTs. Never mind. Yikes, there comes the scans. And there's nothing that can be done. Don't know how much energy that Smoke actually has. There we go. There's a big scan taking out all those DTs. Looks like Flatline's kind of tactic right now is just to, whenever there is a engagement where he loses his majority of that Hellion. Excuse me. Whenever there is a engagement that he loses, he will just warp in all 18 of his gates, all 18 of his warp gates, DTs, completely destroy his opponent's army, and then start reestablishing his army again. And right now it's working really well for him. Now, as we can see, Smoke's army is a bit bigger than it was last time he did this. Okay, I'm just gonna like bask in this because I'm gonna love it. 4 Colossus just about to pop out right now. Oh, look at that! How often can you say that 4 Colossus just came out simultaneously? I mean, I think that's the first time I have ever seen it. Now, Protoss air weapons level 3. What has happened to this game? It has descended into sheer chaos. Here come Hellions. Gonna try and clean up this mineral line. 2 blue flame Hellions. They are gonna get kills. Let's just watch and see the total destruction. The Phoenix coming up. Usually I'd say why Phoenix, but you know, this amount of Phoenix and the fact that they are rolling in 7 damage, 12 against light. Hellions are light. Makes perfect sense to me. It looks like Stalker composition this time instead of Zealots, which is very interesting considering that less Hellions are being made and more Marauders. So hopefully this isn't the end of Flatline with just that engagement, with this complete change in tech from Smoke. So looks like Smoke is kind of getting the right idea here, establishing missile turrets everywhere. He is kind of picking up on this idea. That sucks. And the Phoenix go away like hate is gonna hate. So looks like there are again Hellions trying to pick off the mineral line. If we look here, Smoke is trying to equalize the harvesters. We have 61 Protoss harvesters to 46 SCVs. Well, 61 probes to 46 SCVs, and that's what I gotta check out the unit. What? We have a carrier. We have a carrier in production, and it's official. Now that there's a carrier, this game has now officially descended into complete chaos. 2 photon cannons as well. I thought that was worth mentioning. There's a couple middle patches here. 20, 125, 110. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So we have an officially a single carrier being created. 2 carriers now being created. I want to see a mothership. Flatline, get on it. Where's the mothership? I want to see the mothership. I know there's a mothership not in production. Level 3. We're going to 333 Protoss units pretty soon. We have 323s. And here come the Phoenix to completely destroy this mineral line. As of right now. Ooh, actually these missile turrets are actually doing some pretty big damage. Thors and Marauders and Marines and peppered in with some Hellions and some Medivacs and Vikings as well. So level 2 air armor as well also coming up. 2 more carriers. Where's the carriers? I know there's oh no, those are still the original carriers. I thought they had already came out, but nope. 2 ghosts on their way. That's cute. You need more ghosts that Smoke. You have no idea what you're in for. Now I want to say that Flatline is definitely in the lead right now, but at the same time the carrier has arrived, and I feel that Smoke is playing to the weakness. Well, definitely not when you send like Hellions and Marauders in to engage Phoenix, but man, my nose all of a sudden out of nowhere just suddenly got really runny. But now that's kind of disgusting, but yeah. Level 2 air armor, I've already mentioned that. Level 3 about to finish. Interceptors and Vikings. Oh dear, oh dear. This game's at 37. Is this SC or Command and Conquer? He has a point. Smoke does have a valid point. This does feel more like a Command and Conquer game. As we can see here, there is a drop here coming from Smoke. He's trying to maintain the sanity of StarCraft 2 and not the insanity of Command and Conquer. And here we're going to see a lot of probe kills pretty soon. No, don't focus down the cannon. Try to get some probe kills. Okay, looks like we're not going to get any probe kills. I'm interested to see it. Yep, 29 to 30.